We're reading Madhurya Kadambini, 8th chapter. 8th chapter of Madhurya Kadambini. We have been listening and reading the Madhurya Kadambini. In this book, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pada, he's telling us when Prema arises in the heart, how the devotee becomes so eager to see God. In this context, he's telling about this. So we were listening about 3 kinds of bhakti: sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. In sadhana bhakti, there are 2 leaves that come from the creeper of devotion, called Vaishagni and Subhada. In bhava bhakti, again, 2 other leaves come. It's called Sudurlabha and Moksha Ladguta Krit. And in Prema Bhakti, 2 more leaves manifest, called Sandra Atma Visheshatma and Krishna Akarshini. In this context also we have been listening. So Krishna is like an iron, and he is attracted by the love of the devotee, which is like a magnet. Then Bhagavan also shows. So, okay, page 400. Thereafter, the magnet of Prema attracts the iron like Shri Krishna, and at any time brings him directly before the devotee's vision. Shri Bhagavan then makes the supremely auspicious qualities of his Swarupa: his beauty, Saundarya, his fragrance, Saurabha, his sweet voice, Sausarja, his tender touch, Saukumarya, the savor of his lips, Saurasya, his magnanimity, Audarja, and his compassion, Karunya, perceivable to the eyes and other senses of the devotee. Saurabha is the fragrance of Lord, and Sausarja means his sweet voice. His sweet voice, Sausarja. Sausarja means the very beautiful voice of Lord. Saukumarja means the very beautiful form of Krishna. Saurasya means the savor of his lips, the nectar of the lips of Krishna, Dharamrita. Audarja is his magnanimity and his compassion, Karunya. So Lord makes these supremely auspicious qualities perceivable to the eyes and other senses of the devotee. One receives the direct darshan of Bhagavan only when one's eagerness combines with the prema in one's heart. So the more utkanta eagerness you have, this utkantha makes you qualified to see God directly. It is not possible by any other means. The darshana that the demons who are bereft of prema received at the time of Bhagavan's manifest pastimes cannot be said to be actual darshan. So if you say that when Krishna, he was doing Prakat Lila, manifest pastimes, in this Bama Vrindavan. At that moment, these demons, they had darshan also of Krishna. But Prema didn't come in their hearts. Why? Because in their hearts, because they had no Prema. They had no Prema. So they are not thinking Krishna was Bhagavan. They are thinking he was an ordinary human being. So the demons didn't have actual darshan of Lord. Because without having savored Bhagavan's delightful sweetness, any darshan of him amounts to no darshan at all. It's just like the tongue of a jaundiced person being unable to enjoy sweet foodstuffs. Those who have jaundice, if you have jaundice, this disease, even if you eat sweet things, they taste bitter to you. Rasagula is sweet, but if you have in your tongue this disease of jaundice, even the sweet things you might taste seem bitter. Just as a magnet naturally attracts iron, similarly, Prem, the essential function of the Haldini Shakti, attracts Shri Krishna and makes him perceptible to the eyes of the devotees. So what is the nature of the iron, of the magnet? To attract the iron. So in the same way, the essential function of the Haldini Shakti, which is Prem. Hladini means Ananda. So the essence of Hladini is Prem. Essence of Ananda is Prem. This Prem attracts Shri Krishna and makes him perceptible to the eyes of the devotee. Then the devotee can see Lord. Astonishingly, Shri Krishna enjoys the bliss of his devotee more than he delights in the bliss of his own Swarup. Yesterday we were speaking about this. The Swarupananda of Krishna, this bliss Krishna feels inside himself, is Vishayajatiya, as the object of the love. And this Ananda, this Prem that the devotees feel, is Ashrayajatiya Prem. They are the shelter of love. So two sides of Prem: Vishayajatiya Prem, object of the love, and Ashrayajatiya Prem, shelter of love, of the love.
Object of the divine love, or shelter of the divine love.
So this Prema from the hearts of the devotees.
Shelter of the divine love. With Adbhut Bhagavat Anand ka आस्वादन कराते हैं. वही प्रेम रस यानी आस्वादन करने के लिए स्वयं भगवान ललाई.
So God himself is eager. God is eager forward to relish this Prema Ras in the hearts of the devotee. This Ashray Jatiya Prem in the hearts of the devotee. Bhagavan is eager for that. If you want to take a look, because now he's talking about this one. So God is eager to relish the Prem in the hearts of the devotee.
मेरे सर्वभूत आनंद की अपेक्षा भक्त का स्वरूपानंद जा भक्ति के हृदय स्थित प्रेमानंद मेरे लिए.
Although both my intrinsic bliss, Swarupananda, and the bliss of Prema in the heart of my devotee are transcendental,
स्वरूपानंद और भक्त के हृदय अवस्थित प्रेमानंद
Although both my intrinsic bliss and the bliss of Prema in the heart of my devotee are transcendental, this Premananda, which manifests within a devotee by the mercy of an exalted saintly personality, is the matured state of his heart's disposition, just as a thick cream is the mature taste of milk, which is liquid. This Premananda is the essence of everything spiritual. It gives bliss even to me, the embodiment of bliss, and attracts me. The most merciful Shri Bhagavan becomes visible to the eyes of his eager Premi Bhakta and witnesses the Premi Bhakta's immense thirst to delight in his sweetness. Bhagavan therefore allows his Premi Bhaktas to savor his own incomparable Swarupa, the very treasure of Prem, his beautiful form, fragrance, sound, touch and taste, through their eyes, nostrils, ears, sense of touch and tongue. He also causes them to savor within their hearts his other qualities, such as his boundless magnanimity and mercy. Which page is it? Page 401. 401. Okay, so when the devotee sees Krishna, he feels such a bliss. This Ananda, this bliss. Bhagavan ki? Sorry? Sorry, I couldn't take the... So, this bliss that the devotee feels when he sees God. And let's compare the bliss that the devotee has when he sees God and the bliss that Krishna has when he sees the devotee. We're comparing these two. Suppose Radha sees Krishna, what does she feel? Which happiness does she feel? Srimati Radhika is seeing Krishna, which happiness is she feeling? And a comparison. And Krishna, when he sees Gopis and Radha, what does he feel? Which kind of happiness? Ananda. So this bliss they have when they see each other. This is the spontaneous nature of Lord and also of the devotee. That's why in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that Krishna himself told, I am Prema Swarupa, embodiment of love. But when I see Srimati Radhika and the gopis, I feel so much bliss. Ananda. That's why I'm always eager to see Radha and the gopis. Krishna, with the excuse of grazing the cows, he is eager actually to see the gopis. Krishna goes from one forest to another forest. Why? To be able to see the gopis. And the gopis also. Eager to see Krishna. Wherever Krishna goes for cow grazing, the gopis also go there to try to see him. And they meet each other and they perform many amorous pastimes. So this bliss, so to feel bliss when seeing the devotee is the natural tendency of Lord. Means God has natural tendency to feel bliss when he sees his devotees. So Krishna says, I feel bliss when I see Radha and the gopis, but 1,000 million times more Srimati Radhika and the gopis they feel when they see me. When they see me, they have more bliss than when I see them. The most merciful Shri Bhagavan becomes visible to the eyes of his eager Premi Bhakta and witnesses the Premi Bhakta's immense thirst to delight in his sweetness. Bhagavan therefore allows his Premi Bhaktas to savor his own incomparable Swarup. So his own form, fragrance of his body, sound, touch, and taste. Through their eyes, nostrils, ears, sense of touch, and tongue. He also caused them to savor within their hearts his other qualities, such as his boundless magnanimity and mercy.
जिस प्रकार मधु से भी अत्यंत अधिक मधुर है,
So this is even sweeter than the honey.
संसार में नित्य नवीन होने के कारण भक्त के अंतर में प्रतिक्षण अत्यंत प्रबल उत्कंठा जा प्रबल पिपासा प्रतीत हुआ करती है.
I lost Madhurya.
राधा आदि गोपियां
Radha and the gopis,
के दर्शन करके प्रतिक्षण क्षण में
they are at every moment when they see Krishna, they are feeling so much bliss.
क्योंकि कृष्ण
Because Krishna,
ये गुण जो बताया नवनवान रूप में
he said something about honey.
एवर फ्रेश
Krishna is always ever fresh and newly formed, always more beautiful.
प्रतिक्षण नवनवान रूप में प्रतिभाग होते हैं.
So at every moment he's more beautiful, more means.
प्रयास जितनी अधिक होती है आसक्ति भी उतना ही अधिक बढ़ता जाता है.
Let me be here.
जैसे प्रयास करने
Looks
से
like
क्या
a,
चाहते हैं?
yeah, it's here. Which page? So now page 402, the Piyusha Varshini Briti. Just as these qualities are more charming than even the most charming, they are also ever fresh, like stream of water. So if you feel thirsty, when you drink water, then your thirst is gone. Suppose you are suffering from thirst. You are very eager to drink the water. But if you have drank water, how much water can you drink? One pot, big pot, suppose a lot, 2 liters. 5 liters water you can take. After drinking 5 liters of water, you won't have thirst any longer, isn't it? But in the transcendental world, this thirst to see Govinda, even the more you see Govinda, it will never end, your thirst to see him again. You want to drink him more, like more of his beauty, you want to drink more. Why? Because Krishna, he has one special quality, that he is always manifesting in a beautiful, more newly formed, more ever fresh. In this world is not possible. This ever fresh, newly is not possible in this world. Everything becomes old. Everything is degraded. Because whatever it is in this world, everything is changeable. Everything in this world is changeable. Do you understand Parivartanshil? It's changeable. So everything, the time is making everything degrade. So in this world, it's not possible eternal present. But in the transcendental world, there is inconceivable potency of Lord. So they have the Nitya Vartaman, the eternal present. So, therefore, at every second, intense eagerness or thirst increases in the heart of the devotee. As his thirst increases, his relish of these qualities increases proportionally. And the more he relishes, the more his thirst increases. So what's the bliss when the devotee sees Lord? Bhagavad Darshan. That's why Krishna, he took the bhava and mood and complexion of Srimati Radhika and came to this world. Srimati Radhika, when she sees me, what ananda she feels in her heart.
मेरे सौंदर्य में
Krishna
क्या
says,
है,
what is my sweetness? What is my sweetness and my
जो सरासर
qualities?
राधा जी
That Shrimati Radhika is always
आंख लगाते हुए टकटकाते हुए
licking me with with her eyes when she sees me.
मानो श्रीमती राधा के आंख
Means
में चसक
Shrimati Radhika is licking Krishna,
चट
licking and licking with her eyes, licking his
मेरा
beauty.
सौंदर्य है क्या जी?
So what is my beauty and sweetness that Shrimati Radhika is always relishing?
और तीसरी क्या है?
Third,
मेरे सौंदर्य में माधुर्य
when she relishes my beauty and my sweetness,
राधा के हृदय में क्या
what
अनुभूति होगा?
does Shrimati Radhika feel in her heart?
ये तीन जो है
So these
पांच
three
इच्छा
desires
उसके हृदय में
arose in the heart of Krishna.
राधा प्रणय महिमा मेरे प्रति श्रीमती राधा की प्रणय महिमा है क्या?
What is the pranay mahima, the glories of the love of Shrimati Radhika towards me? First. Second, my sweetness and my beauty. What is it?
जो राधा की सदा
My beauty and sweetness that Shrimati Radhika is always
आंख की चसक के द्वारा
licking me with her eyes.
दर्शन करते रहा।
She just keeps looking at me.
इसलिए मेरा मधुरमा क्या है?
So what is this my
मैं
sweetness?
मैं अपने को देख नहीं पा
I cannot see myself.
रहा।
I cannot relish myself.
और तीसरी क्या बताया?
Third, what did I say?
जो राधा जी मेरे
When Shrimati Radhika she
मधुरमा का सेवन करके
relishes my sweetness,
अनुभव होता है।
this anubhav she feels. This, what does she feel when she sees my beauty?
पूर्ति के लिए
So to fulfill these three desires,
कृष्ण
Krishna himself
राधा जी के भाव और कांति लेकर
he
के
took the mold and complexion of Shrimati Radhika and appeared in this world.
यहाँ पर यही कहा जा रहा है। अत्यंत महती व्यास के फलस्वरूप भगवत माधुरी आस्वादन के समुद्र में
And as his thirst increases, his relish of these qualities increases proportionately. And the more he relishes, the more his thirst increases. The result of this enormous thirst is that the Prema Bhakta continuously rises and sinks in the ocean of Bhagavan's delectable sweetness. His eagerness and his relish are so inexpressible that no poet can capture it by any method of composition. Nevertheless, the exalted author is illuminating this point with some analogies. First, a traveler's overwhelming joy when, after having trudged along a desert path scorched by the hot rays of the summer sun, he reaches the shade of a gigantic leafy banyan tree under which there are hundreds of pots of ice-cold Ganga water. You know, the desert. In summertime, lunchtime is like some midday and it's scorches the rays of the sun. You are in the desert. Your whole body is suffering from the heat. Very difficult to tolerate, to breathe even. Walking, when you go a little bit ahead, you find very a banyan tree, you know, banyan tree. And under this banyan tree, this very big banyan tree, there's a cool wind blowing, like a very fresh and cool wind blowing. In this moment, in your heart, you will feel so much bliss in your heart, happiness. You will find happiness. And also, there are hundreds of pots of ice-cold Ganga water under this banyan tree. So suppose you're going from Haridwar to Rishikesh. Then you go even after Rishikesh, Gangotri, where there is the spring of the Ganga. Spring. So how is the water there? It's very cold because it is melted from the glacier ice. So the ice is cold there. So this very cold water of the Ganges, if you take a bath in this water, your heart will become even more cooler, more cool.
हाथियों को
Second example, an elephant's delight when, having been caught in and scorched by a forest fire, bathes
हाथी जो है
in incessant torrents of rain spilling out of the dense clouds.
दावानल से संतप्त हो
So suppose,
दावानल समझते
do you know what is a davanal?
जंगल में
Is when there is fire in the
पेड़ों की डालों के डाल से
jungle. Because of the rubbing of the trees, sometimes some fire ignites. So this is called davana. In Australia, we see a lot of this situation.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया में क्या होता है
What happens in Australia?
पेड़ों में
The trees themselves, by their rubbing, they start ignite fire,
और तेज
and strong fire like spreading everywhere.
हवा प्रवाहित
Because the wind is also there, so the wind takes the fire,
और वो वायु का तेज क्या
And by the wind, the strength is taking the fire everywhere in the jungle, like spreading the fire around.
और उस जंगल के
And
रहने वाले
those who live in the forest, all the jivas that live in this forest, they are caught in this forest fire, burning and suffering. Understand? And they're completely burned with the fire.
कुछ तो मर जाते हैं
Some die,
कुछ क्या है
some
उनके शरीर जल जाते
have the body burned.
हैं उस समय उनके शरीर
In
में
this
जो
moment,
ताप उत्पन्न होता
this heat in their body, this
है उस ताप को दूरीभूत करने के लिए क्या करते हैं
so to destroy this
ना
heat,
बादल के लिए प्रतीक्षा करते
they're waiting for the
हैं ना
clouds.
वो बादल
Imagine if a very dark cloud and very heavy cloud comes
जब बरसात
and starts raining over that area.
तो अब उससे
Then these animals, they will be able to
राहत मिलता है
be some rahat, relief, some relief. They get some relief from what they're feeling
क्योंकि
because
वो हाथियां जो है
the elephants,
दावानल के द्वारा वो क्या हो गए
because of the forest fire, he's burning, his body's burning, and
और
he's
उस समय यदि बारिश
he's
हो
so much hot his body. And so if imagine if in this moment it starts raining so much,
तब उनके शरीर में
then his body will be
इसलिए कह रहे हैं
cool.
जब इस संकुल भरे से संतप्त अच्छा चिरकाल से दावानल से संतप्त वन में भ्रमण
So
करने वाले हाथियों का घनघोर
An elephant delight when, having been caught in and scorched by a forest fire, bathes in incessant torrents of rain spilling out of dense clouds. Now, third example. The bliss of one who has suffered thousands of grave illnesses and yearns to experience taste upon drinking supremely sweet ambrosia.
आनंद प्राप्त होता है वो आनंद बड़ी भक्त की आनंद की प्रसन्नता कराने हेतु गुरुना स्थल में किंचित उपाय मात्र है
These comparisons are employed to give a small suggestion of the bliss experienced by the Prema Bhakta.
भगवान प्रथम दर्शन भक्त के नेत्र के आगे अपने अपार चमत्कारपूर्ण
For now, two-way Bhavanavada. First, Sri Bhagavan manifests his beauty, Saundarya, before the eyes of the utterly astonished devotee.
जो भक्त
So now it's describing
भगवान के दर्शन के लिए अत्यंत लड़ाई होते हैं
the devotee who is so eager to see Lord.
उस भक्त के भगवान क्या करते हैं
So God, for this devotee, first Bhagavan manifests his beauty, Saundarya. Then
रूप माधुर्य के द्वारा उस भक्त के
the influence of Bhagavan's sweetness, as it manifests before the devotee's sense of sight, is such that all the devotee's senses, even his mind, become like eyes. So, what happens when you see Lord? First, you become also stunned. You become like not moving. Your body, you cannot even move. Stunned. Stamba. Then, trembling, you start trembling. And also horripilation and tears, and also you start sweating. At the time,
तब श्री भगवान उस भक्त के सचेतन करने के लिए
At that time, in order to revive the devotee, Bhagavan reveals his second sweetness, his bodily fragrance, Saurabha, which permeates the devotee's sense of smell. So first Bhagavan shows his beautiful form in front of the eyes of the devotee. Then, second Bhagavan, so this fragrance of Lord's body, he makes this fragrance enter the nostrils of the devotee. The fragrance of Lord's body is so sweet. The devotee becomes crazy feeling the smell. The devotee becomes crazy when he feels this such fragrant body smell of Krishna. So, after manifesting this Saurabhya, his bodily fragrance, again, by the influence of Bhagavan's extraordinarily sweet bodily aroma, all the devotee's senses take on the function of the nostrils, and then he begins to lose consciousness for a second time. So first, you faint when you see Lord. Then Lord revive you from your fainted position, from your unconsciousness. Then he make the fragrance of his body enter your nostrils. Then having felt this amazing fragrance, also you again lose your consciousness. First become like crazy, then you faint. Then the devotee faints. Faints because of the happiness. Then the devotees, then Krishna says, "Oh, my dear devotee." To pacify his devotee, Bhagavan says, "My dear devotee, I am fully subservient to you. I am your property. Don't be anxious. Let your experience of me fulfill your desire." In this way, Bhagavan manifests his third sweetness. So first what did he do? He showed his beauty. He revealed his beauty. Bhagavan reveals his beauty to the devotee. Second, he manifests his Saurabha, means the sweet fragrance of his body. And this fragrance enters the nostrils of the devotee, because we smell like we can smell something through our nose, and the form we see through our eyes. And then Sausarja means the mellifluousness of his voice, the sweet voice of Krishna. Krishna reveals his marvelous voice. The marvelous voice, so sweet voice of Krishna. The marvelous voice. So sweet. Marvelous voice. Then he reveals his soft and tender touch. So Kumarja. So the devotee, Krishna touched the devotee. So Kumarja means the tender touch. The tender aged. Krishna is tender aged. Sukumar form, tender age form of Lord. This is called Sokumarja. So, how old is Krishna at that time? Maximum 12 or 14 years old. So his body is so beautiful. Every limb and part of his body. Every limb is so beautiful in his body. So
soft and tender touch.
Soft and tender touch.
फिर सौरस्य.
Then Saurasya.
Reveals
Saurasya means
taste of his
he reveals the
limbs.
taste of his limbs.
रसना को. एक सौंदर्य, एक औदार्य.
Then Audarja, magnanimity.
फिर सेवन क्या कहते हैं?
Then the seventh is his compassion, Karunya.
अभी यहाँ पर जो वर्णन करके जा रहे हैं.
So here is being described how
भगवान परम उत्कुंठित प्रेमी भक्त के दर्शन प्रदान करके सौंदर्य, ब्यूटी, सौरभ, फ्रेग्रेंस, सौंदर्य, मार्वेलियस, आइस, शोकुमार्य, टेंडर एजेड फॉर्म, सौरस्य, the taste of his limbs, भगवान अपने अधराम मृत को पान कराते हैं.
here Bhavanuvada, page 406.
के लिए उत्कुंठित प्रेमी भक्त के नेत्र के सामने अपने अपार मधुर सौंदर्य का प्रकाशित किया करते हैं. कृष्ण पूर्णामृत सिंधु, आहार तरंग बिंदु, एक बिंदु जगत डुबाए. चेतन चरितामृत में कहा कृष्ण रूप अमृत सिंधु है. आहार तरंग बिंदु, एक बिंदु जगत डुबाए. कृष्ण के रूप क्या है? अमृत के सिंधु माने समुद्र की बात.
So Krishna is like the ocean. 404. And one drop of this ocean is of the beauty of Krishna is enough to intoxicate and flood the whole universe with this one drop of the sweet beauty of Krishna. First, Sri Bhagavan manifests his boundless beauty to the eyes of the Prema Bhakta, who is eager for his darshan. So if you put the whole beauty of the whole universes, billions of universes in one side of the scale, all the beauty that exists in all the forms, not one, unlimited billions, innumerable of universes, all the forms, you put in one side of the scale, and in the other side of the scale you put only one drop of Krishna's beauty in the other side of the scale. Still, it will not be equal. So that's why he's saying. Chaitanya Charitamrita Antari, like 15.19. Krishna is so beautiful. Just one drop from a wave of the nectarian ocean of Shri Krishna's beauty can flood the entire world. As the nectar ocean of Shri Krishna's beauty rises before the eyes of the intensely eager devotee, all his sensory faculties assemble in his eyes, craving to behold Shri Krishna's charming form. This means that the beauty of Bhagavan is so sweet and so astonishing that it is beyond the devotee's capacity to relish it with only two eyes. So God has such a beautiful form. With two eyes only, what can you see from it? Only two eyes. So the gopis, they are criticizing Brahma, who is the creator. Hey Brahma, you have manifested the beautiful form of Govinda in this world. And to see him, you give us only two eyes to see him. And in these two eyes also, eyelids. We also give eyelids also in our eyes. And every moment we have to blink, you know. Every second, every moment we are blinking the eyes. So how can we see him really with the eyes? This verse in Gopi Gita.
कुटिलकुन्तलं श्रीमुखञ्चते जडोद्लेक्षत्वां त्वक्षकीर्तिशाम्। सृष्टिकर्ता ब्रह्मा जी के भी
The gopis, they are also criticizing the creator, Lord Brahma. They are criticizing him. Why? They're saying, you have created the beautiful form of our beloved Govinda. But to see Krishna, you gave us only 2 eyes only. And in these 2 eyes also with eyelids. On top of that, also these eyes have eyelids. So this is an obstacle to see Krishna. So the gopis are saying, Brahma, you should die. Brahma, you die, Brahma. If another person becomes the creator, then you give us thousands and thousands of eyes. With these thousand eyes, then we, with billions of limited eyes, will be able to see Govinda. And these eyelids, all these eyes without eyelids. Only eyes that become open, always complete, to see Govinda. Because this bliss, not possible to describe the bliss when someone sees Krishna. So Krishna Rupa Amrita Sindhu, just one drop from a wave of the nectarian ocean of Shri Krishna's beauty can flood the entire world. As the nectar ocean of Shri Krishna's beauty rises before the eyes of the intensely eager devotee, all his sensory faculties assemble in his eyes, craving to behold Shri Krishna's charming form. This means that the beauty of Bhagavan is so sweet and so astonishing that it is beyond the devotee's capacity to relish it with only 2 eyes. Therefore, all his senses now act like eyes, so that he can take in that unsurpassable beauty. Upon doing so, he faints in ecstasy. So, seeing the beautiful form of Bhagavan, the eyes of the devotee don't go anywhere else, like he stares the body of Krishna, the limbs of Krishna. Like the devotee is not looking at anywhere else, just he's feeling so bliss just looking at Lord, just by looking at him. So if your eyes, one time you have Bhagavad Darshan, your eyes don't want to see anything else, never again. Like Bilamangala Thakur also. Bilamangala Thakur, he pierced his own eyes. He was going to see Govinda in Vrindavan, and then he became blind on the way. So Bhagavan Krishna himself held him by the hand and brought him. And Bhagavan also was speaking to him, talking. But Bilamangala didn't know that it was Krishna himself who was guiding him, taking him by the hand. Bilamangala Thakur thought, oh, it's a normal, any ordinary cowherd boy. So Bilamangala Thakur asked, what is your name? And the boy told, my name is Kana. What do you do here? I graze the cows here. And also the boy told, those people who deviate from the path, they get lost, those who get lost. Those who get lost, I've showed them the way to come back to the path. So I do these 2 things. I graze cows, and if anyone deviates from the path or get lost from the trail, I take them back to the path. Bilamangala Thakur thought, oh, he's just one normal cowherd boy. His name was Kana, yes, like Krishna. But Bilamangala Thakur was thinking, he's any Braja boy from Braj. So Govinda, what did he do? Held Bimalamangala Thakur's hand, caught his hand. In one hand, Krishna had a stick, cow grazing stick. And no, sorry, I think Bimalamangala Thakur had one stick in one hand, and in another hand, Krishna was holding him. Krishna is also nothing less, like Krishna also wants to listen very sweet pastimes. So Krishna told Bilamangala, I heard that you used to live in the South India, and I heard that you were a Pandit, learned and scholar. So please, you tell me something about Krishna Katha. Tell me some Krishna stories. Then Bilamangala Thakur, with beautiful verses, he glorified the glories of Vrindavan and Krishna Katha. This is called the book Krishna Karanamrita. So Krishna was so pleased listening to this glorification that Bilamangala Thakur was doing. So both were walking like so much friendship towards each other. When they came to the border of Vrindavan, Krishna is also very naughty. So Krishna told Bilamangala, okay, we've reached Vrindavan. My mom is calling me for some reason. Sorry, my mom told me to do some specific thing here, so I must do this now, so I have to go. So Thakurji Krishna, he left the hand of Bilamangala, like Krishna dropped his hand, and then Bilamangala realized, oh, it was that naughty Govinda. Because when Krishna was holding the hand of Bilamangala didn't realize that it was Krishna himself. But when Krishna dropped the hand of Bilamangala, then Bilamangala started crying. This is the special lila of Bhagavan. Meeting and separation. In separation, you feel a special feeling, realization. In the meeting, maybe you feel realization or not. You feel something. Like Krishna was holding the hand of Bilamangala. But while he was holding the hand, he couldn't realize what was going on. But when Krishna dropped his hand and came out, so he was suffering separation. So the Viraharasa is more happy than the Milan even. Viraharasa like higher than Milan. Then Bilamangala told, hey Krishna, hey, you're cheater. You have dropped my hand and like you left, but you can never go away from my heart. Cannot. Then Bhagavan, so the devotee makes Bhagavan sit in his heart. You can go away from my hand, but you can never go away from my heart. If you can go out, then I will accept that you are very powerful. Means actually you can never go out from my heart. For eternally, I will keep you in the prison of my heart. You always stay in the prison of my heart. Bilamangala sing this. In the Choragraganya Ashtakam, it is explained. Krishna in Vraja is famous as butter teeth. But is Krishna really a butter thief or not? Makhan means like butter. In Sanskrit, ma means no, kam means lust, kam. So no lust means prem. So Krishna is stealing what from the heart of the Braja Gopis? He's stealing their lust. Sorry, not their lust, actually the prem. Because actually the lust of the gopis is the love of the gopis, and the love of the gopis is lust. Looks like lust what the gopis have, but actually it's love. Actually, Kam and Prem, lust and love looks like same when you see. But lust is dark is like the darkness, and Prema is like the sun. This is the difference between love and lust. Love is like the sun, and lust is like this. By Prema, he can be controlled. So why are you stealing? This is the nature of Krishna, to steal. If you have that nature, you'll always continue with your same nature. Like you don't change who you are. Nature of Krishna is to steal. And all the other avatars of Krishna, nobody stole. No one other avatar stole anything. But see, the nature of Krishna is to steal. The nature of Ramachandra is not to steal. He's always established in his rules and regulations. Nrsimha, Kurma, Varaha, all of the 10 avatars, except for Krishna. All the avatars, they are following all the rules and regulations. But Govinda, he broke all the rules. He steals. Krishna in Braja is known as butter thief. But when you say butter here, Makhan means actually he's stealing the prema from the heart of the gopis. He also steals the clothes of the gopis. So Dukul means he steals the clothes of the gopis, the clothes that cover their chests. You know the Vastrahara Lila. If once you surrender to Govinda, what does he do? He will take all the sins, not from one life, from billions of lives, all your lives, sins, he will steal from you. He steals. If you come near, close to Krishna, immediately, Krishna steals everything from you. So there's some special quality in Krishna, to steal. Chaurja Briti, the tendency to steal. Tendency to steal. Krishna has this. Krishna, with his limbs also, he steals everything. With his eyes, he steals. With his ears, he steals. With his nose, with his touch, with his tongue, he's stealing. Because to steal is the spontaneous nature of Krishna. But why does he steal? You have so many butter in your house. From the Padma Ganda cow, very special butter. From her milk, this special milk cow. this nice butter is prepared, like in Krishna's house.
अथवा घर के माखन
But
को
he doesn't
अच्छा
like
लगता चोरी करके
the,
खाना।
the butter of his own house. Or he takes the butter of his house only after stealing. Like Mother Jashoda prepares fresh butter for Gopal. Gopal doesn't eat. He says, I'm not hungry.
क्या बोले?
He says,
मेरा भूख नहीं।
I'm not hungry. Okay.
और माँ यशोदा ने क्या की? वो ताजे ताजे
Mother
माखन
Jashoda,
को क्या की?
this fresh butter,
मटके में भरा
Mother Jashoda
भर
puts
करके
in a pot, clay pot,
घर के अंदर रख दिया।
and she puts inside one room.
और गोपाल ने क्या की? धीरे
Then
धीरे
Gopal goes slowly,
दरवाजा
slowly,
के खोल करके
tiptoeing, opening the door.
वो माखन के खाना शुरू कर दिया।
Then he starts eating the butter like hiddenly.
अभी क्या बोले? मुझे मैया मुझे माखन खाना।
So just he told before, our mother, I don't want to eat butter. I don't want to eat.
किंतु देखो गोपाल क्या कर रहे
But
हैं?
then Gopal, what is he doing?
घर के अंदर में जाकर के
He goes inside
जहाँ
his
पर
house,
मटके में
in that room, and where the mother kept the fresh butter, he starts stealing.
और मणिमय प्रस्तर में
And then he sees his own reflection in one pillar, jeweled pillar.
और उसको देख करके
Then
गोपाल
seeing his own
सोचने
reflection,
लगे,
Gopal is saying,
ये कोई दूसरी
oh,
मेरा
it's another
मित्र है।
friend which is here.
इसलिए कृष्ण कहने लगे, अपने
So
परछाई को देख
Krishna
करके
sees
कृष्ण
his own
कहने लगे,
reflection and Krishna says,
हे मित्र,
oh my friend,
मेरी माँ को मत बोलना,
don't tell my mother what I'm
नहीं
doing.
तो माँ मुझे पिटाई
Otherwise
करेगी,
mother will beat me.
पिटाई करेगी।
She'll... So don't tell her, okay?
और कृष्ण जैसे जैसे अपने अंगभंगी आदि करने लगे, परछाई तो वही करने लगे।
Krishna, whatever he does, the reflection does same because it's his reflection. So then Krishna, what does he do? Starts eating butter and says, oh my friend,
तुम माँ की बोल दोगे, इसलिए तुम भी थोड़ा खा लो।
so don't tell my mother and also eat something, eat a little bit. So Krishna starts feeding his own reflection. He ate himself and he's feeding his reflection.
इतने समय माँ यशोदा
But then Mother Jashoda, she comes.
और माँ यशोदा के देखते ही कृष्ण ने जल्दी जल्दी
Seeing
से
Mother Jashoda, Krishna
अपने
quickly,
मुंह पे पूछने लगे,
he cleans his
मक्खन है ना?
his mouth. But you know, butter is not easy to come out, so it becomes the mark of the butter in his lips and his face. Mother Jashoda says, Gopal, what are you doing? Mother, I haven't eaten butter. So who ate butter? Oh, mother, you know, this is my friend. He was stealing the butter. And I was going to tell him, I told him, no, you should not steal. But then he told me to don't tell anyone he was stealing, and also he put the butter on my face. But Mother Jashoda said, if you haven't eaten, so how come you have this butter mark on your lips? This rest of butter. Oh, my friend, actually reflection. He has eaten and then he put this butter on my lips. Mother Jashoda laughed. Oh son, I understand, I saw what happened. I saw what you were doing. So Krishna feels happiness when he eats what he stole. So what is the meaning? Parakya is higher than Swakya. From birth, Krishna is showing this, that Paramamud is better than wedded mood. From his birth, Krishna is showing this speciality of the Paramamud, Parakya Bhav. So, what is the Swabhav Siddha? The spontaneous nature of Krishna is to steal. In the Rama Avatar and etc., you don't see this stealing propensity. To steal is actually one sweet nature of Krishna. In this world, which things are faulty or like condemnable, to be condemned. In the transcendental world, these things actually they are very beautiful and very sweet. Suppose in this world to steal is an offense, something that must be punished. But in the transcendental world is opposite. It's not punished, something to be punished, but something that gives so much love. So whatever we see in this world, it also exists in the transcendental world, but this world is the perverted reflection of the transcendental world. And in the transcendental world, everything is also there. But there, everything is Prema Swarup, Ananda Swarup, embodiment of love, of happiness and also attracting the heart. To steal is good or bad? Tell me. Bad, isn't it?
दूसरे के वस्तु को जो
To
है
steal something from someone else
नहीं कहा करके
without telling the person, and you just take something without telling to the owner, this is to steal.
किंतु अपराध चित्त जगत में
But in the transcendental world,
चोर जो वृत्ति जो है
this choja vritti, tendency to steal,
वो क्या होता है
this tendency to steal
प्रेमादायक होता है आनंद
gives prema, gives more love and gives happiness.
इसमें आनंद होता है कैसे चोरी करके खाना
Krishna loves, he feels happy when he eats something which has been stolen. Madhurya has so much love, she's trying to feed him. Oh, my son, take some butter. He eats a little bit, then he says, Mom, I'm not hungry anymore.
मेरे खाने की इच्छा नहीं
I don't want to eat.
और फिर वही कृष्ण
But then the same Krishna
घर में
in his house, where the butter is kept in some pots, clay pots, he starts stealing from it.
कहने की तात्पर्य है
So what I want to say is that
कि इस जगत में जो गुण है
things that are
जगत में दोष
quality in this world, in that world is a flaw, defect. But what thing is defect and bad in this world, in that world is quality. See.
इस जगत में
So in this world, what is quality in this world? If somebody is simple, somebody who doesn't lie,
धीर स्थिर
somebody who is calm and grave,
स्वभाव वाले
calm and quiet, this is a quality in this world, isn't it?
किंतु अपराध
But in the transcendental world, in Goloka Vrindavan,
उससे महत्तर नहीं
this is not glorious. This is not glorious to be like this.
अपराध चित्त जगत
In the transcendental world,
विपरीत धारणा
it's opposite.
उस इस जगत में जो सरल है
So those people who are simple in this world, we think they are very great, they are very nice. But in the transcendental world, the more you are crooked,
सब होता है
the more you are cheater,
उसकी महत्व
then this is more glorious in the transcendental world.
अपराध चित्त जगत की विशेष वैशिष्ट्य
This is the speciality of the transcendental world.
क्योंकि उस चित्त जगत में
Because in the transcendental world,
कोनो दोषों के
actually nothing is under the flaws of Maya.
इस जगत में
Nothing.
अच्छी
In this world, even though something is good in this world, everything is contaminated by Maya in this world.
माया के तीन गुणों
The three gunas of Maya contaminate everything.
इस जगत में
In this
सच
world,
बोलना
if you speak the truth,
वो
suppose,
भी सच नहीं है
it's actually not the truth. What we say is the truth is not actually the truth.
तो अपराध जगत
But anyway, in the actually in the transcendental world, even a lie is a truth because it's transcendental.
जैसे कृष्ण ने क्या कहा
Suppose Krishna told,
मैयारी
Mother,
मैं नहीं
I haven't
खाई
eaten butter.
मैयारी मैं नहीं
Mayare, main nahi makan khayo. But this word has two meanings, this sentence. Can also mean
और
that
रोज गोपियां
I ate the
मां
butter.
यशोदा के उदाहरण देती हैं
Every day, the gopis, they are complaining to Mother Yashoda that Krishna is stealing.
कुछ
So, Mother Yashoda thought,
गोपाल
Mother Yashoda thought,
चोरी क्यों करते हो
and today I give some good instructions to my son. Gopal, why are you stealing all the
कृष्ण ने
time?
क्या कहा
Then Krishna told, Mother, I have never, when did I steal? Mother.
ये गोपियां कर रही है
But then Mother said, but gopis are saying that you're going to their house and stealing butter. Gopis are telling me.
ये उचित नहीं है
It's not proper to steal, my son.
देखो
See,
तुम जब बड़ा हो जाओगे
when you grow older, when you grow up, everybody you'll be defamed because of this. Everybody will blaspheme you because of this. Oh, he's a thief. And
अच्छा चोर के कोई
does anyone want to marry their daughter to a thief?
नहीं करते
No.
इसलिए मां यशोदा
So Mother Yashoda is trying to tell Gopal,
संतना दे
trying to pacify and make him understand it's not proper to steal. She's saying what?
जे गोपाल तुम चोरी मत करो
Gopal, don't steal. Otherwise,
क्षेत्र में क्या लग जाएगा
your character
ये
will
धब्बा लग जाएगा
will be
कलंक लग
like stains, like your character will be
जाएगा एक बार
blasphemed.
किसी के चरित्र में कलंक लग जाए
If somebody once they have some
सामने
stain in their character, I mean stain like some fault in their character, this will always will be there. Like nobody can, no one forgets you.
बेटी तुमको शादी कराएगी
So who will marry their daughter to you, a thief? Nobody want to give the daughter to marry to you.
तुम्हारे लड़की के साथ जिसकी शादी करना है
If you know, my daughter is going to marry someone who is a dacoit criminal, would you knowingly give your daughter in marriage to a dacoit and to a thief? Everybody would blaspheme you in the future. oh, your daughter is married to a family of a thief, dacoit. Maybe 20 years. So, nobody wants to marry with you. Would you marry your daughter to someone if you knew that person was in the past a thief? Maybe a criminal or a gangster. Maybe 20 years ago the person was a gangster, but still the spot in the character is there, you know? Oh, maybe my daughter will never get married in her life, but I don't want her to marry a criminal or a gangster or, you know? So Mother Jashoda is also telling Gopal, Kanaya, why do you steal butter? In our house we have such fresh butter available. Eat the butter from our own house. Why do you go to the house of other people and steal? And then you steal, then you're caught. Then this will be very bad for your character. So Mother Jashoda with sweet words, she's trying to make Gopal understand. Gopal listens, and what does he answer? Gopal says, Mother, you tell me, Mother, when do I go to the house of the gopis to stay? Because from early in the morning I'm out grazing the cows, running behind the cows. Early in the morning, you send me to Madhuban, Talban, Kumudban to graze the cows. So tell me, all day, from morning until 5 p.m., I'm running behind the cows. So when do I go to the house of the gopis? Tell me. Oh, Mother, I haven't eaten butter. I haven't stolen. I didn't eat this butter. Actually, the nature of the gopis is to accuse me. Some people, they have the nature to accuse others. Chutkuli. Gossip? I think chutkuli is like, also can translate as gossip. But anyway, next. Which word would I say? Criticize, yeah. People don't have anything else to do. They sit two people together and start gossiping and speaking things here and there that other people did, like accusing others. And so Krishna says, so Mother, I haven't taken butter. I didn't steal. When did I have time for this? You tell me. Early in the morning. Early in the morning you send me to Madhuban. So I don't have even time to go to their house. Then I come back at 5 p.m. I take bath, I take food, I eat, and then I sleep in your lap. So tell me, when did I have time? When do I have time to go to their house? But still, Mother Jashoda, she's insisting, and then Gopal says, Maya, why are you taking the side of the gopis? You tell me. You're not my mother. I heard that actually somebody else gave birth to me. You're just taking care of me. Because if you really were my mother, you would take my side in this. Because you know the mother always takes the side of the son. The real mother, but the stepmother. Like a real mother always take the side of the son. So Krishna spoke very harsh words to Mother Jashoda, like very strong words. Like saying, you're not my mother. Like you're like maybe just taking care of me like adopted mother, foster mother. When Mother Jashoda heard this, she was trembling even. And He was saying, you're not my real mother, because if you really are my mother, you take my side, Krishna told. Why are you taking the side of the gopis? So I think you're not my biological mother. Somebody else is my biological mother. You are just a foster mother, like taking care of me. So I'll go back. So listening to this, Mother Yashoda was completely stunned. And then Mother Yashoda was trembling, shaking, her body was shaking, she was crying, and then Mother Yashoda also thought, this my son is very naughty. Maybe he goes for cowgirls and never comes back to the house, then a sannyasi is like this, like he also goes away. By the excuse of cowgrazing, maybe Gopal will take sannyasa and disappear, go to some temple and never come back. Is this true or not? He's independent. Mother Yashoda was so afraid. She could not control herself, so she took Gopal and told the son, I promise, I'm taking vow, I take an oath. I put my hand on your head and I'm taking an oath. Gopal, you are my son. I have given birth to you. You came from my womb. You're thinking that maybe I'm only your foster mother, adoptive mother, but actually I'm your real mother, biological. So listening to this cry of Mother Yashoda, Krishna also could not control himself. Krishna is Bhagavan, he knows everything. Mother Yashoda is my eternal mother. So then Gopal, again he took hold of the neck of Mother Yashoda and told, Mother, actually I have eaten the butter, I have stolen the butter. Krishna told the same thing, but then he gave emphasis in different parts of the sentence, and the meaning of the sentence changed. Mother, indeed I have stolen the butter. Because nahi can no, but also can mean menehi, like I really have stolen. Like you separate words mean different meaning. I have really stolen. So Surdas, he wrote this kirtan, it's so beautiful. Mom, I have not eaten the butter. Then, Mom, indeed I have eaten the butter. Because if one word, you can change the meaning. If you speak different emphasis of the syllables, so much of this. That's why the Bhagavatam is also full of indirect speech, like indirect language. You can say things directly or indirectly also. Pratyaksha Bhaka, direct, and Paruksha Bhaka, indirect. So if you say directly, it's not so blissful, or you not give so much happiness. But if you speak something indirectly, then there's so much bliss, gives so much happiness in it. So if you don't tell the name of the person, and you call him indirectly, people are always looking at that person like, who is he? Suppose I don't take your name. I say, oh, there's one person sitting here. He has a tilak on his forehead. He is wearing he's wearing a t-shirt. Maroon color. Anyway, this is red color. Everybody will... Who is wearing a t-shirt? Everybody will search. Maroon color. Vinho. Maroon color. Everybody will search. Because those who are wearing white cloth will not be included. So who is wearing maroon t-shirt? But if I tell him his name directly, people will not search about him. Like, what? Not look, oh, what is he like this? So Parukshavad, speaking directly, is very... gives so much bliss. Means you feel happiness. If you change the meaning of, like if you speak in an indirect way, in such a way that the words have many meanings, like ambiguous, it's giving happiness, this way of speaking. So Bhagavata is like this also, Parukshavada, full of words that have two meanings, like, and indirectly speaking about something. And indirectly speaking about something makes you have more curiosity about that thing. When I said that Bhagavatam is full of words with two meanings, it deletes this translation. I spoke wrong. Delete. Okay. So Krishna has Chaurya Vritti. He has the tendency to steal. So to steal in this world is something bad, condemnable. But in Goloka Vrindavan, this Chaurya Vritti, tendency to steal of Krishna, is something that is actually a quality. It's not a fault. It's a quality. This is sweet. Madhur. Okay, let's do Arati. Now it's time.
अपने सत्य का इस प्रकार विस्तार करता है कि भक्त हृदय में एक ही साथ सौंदर्य आदि समस्त गुणों का माधुर्य आस्वादन निर्विवाद रूप में होने लगता है। यहाँ ऐसा भी कहा उचित नहीं है कि भक्त के मन की एकाग्रता न करने कारण एक ही समय
This means that the beauty of Bhagavan is so sweet and so astonishing that it's beyond the devotee's capacity to relish it with only two eyes. Therefore, all his senses now act like eyes, so that he can take in that insurpassable beauty. Upon doing so, he faints in ecstasy. This is something special about Lord. So the 7 qualities of Lord that appear to the devotee at once. Sorry. So the 7 bhavas Krishna make appear to different limbs of the devotee. Like what are the 7 bhavas? So Saundarja, then. Okay, Gurudev just told all them. So the 7. So Sarja, so Kumarya, Audarya, Karuni.
क्योंकि भगवान की अलौकिक अचिंत शक्ति में प्रेम अभूतपूर्व चमत्कार का विस्तार समस्त इंद्रियों की नयनी भाव एवं श्रवणीय भाव को विशेष रूप से संपादित कर आस्वादनीय उपविषय प्रकार की बढ़ा देते हैं। इस अलौकिक विषय में लौकिक अनुभव में किसी भी तर्क का कोई स्थान नहीं है। तर्क मत करो।
So don't do logic. You cannot attain this with your logic. Because this Achinta Bhava. Where is it? With your intelligence, Buddha, you should not try to understand this with your intelligence. Lord is Achinta Shakti, inconceivable. What is Achinta? Something which is beyond our mind and senses. Okay. I think 408 now. So even with your Shastra knowledge of the scriptures, you cannot also establish that. Durbitata. Something beyond logic. Durbitata. So something which cannot be established by logic. This and that and this. You cannot say this, like these logics. In this world, everything has a cause and effect theory. Like everything has a logic, the actions and the reactions. Cause and effect. Everything depends on a cause and an effect. But in the transcendental world, you cannot do this logic, cause and effect. It's beyond logic.
ये तर्क बुद्धि से समझने के प्रयास नहीं करना चाहिए.
So we should not try to understand with your logic. Now let's do it.
श्री भगवान भक्त के चतुर्थ मूर्छा के प्रारंभ में अपने पंचम माधुर्य का सौरस्य और मुद्रामृत को भक्त के रसनेंद्रिय के प्रकट करते हैं. दसवादी भक्त के
Where is it?
प्रसाद जा चबाएंगे पान को दान कर मधुर रस तथा ऐसे भाव वाले भक्त को अपने अभिलाषी भाव से इस माधुर्य का आस्वादन कराते हैं. उस माधुर्य को अनुभव के अत्यधिक आनंद में कारण प्रगाढ़ मूर्छा प्राप्त होने पर श्री भगवान उस मूर्छा को दूर करने के लिए कोई भी उपाय न देकर अपने बड़े माधुर्य उदार को प्रकट कर एक ही स्थान में अपने सौंदर्य सौरभ सुसज्ज सुकुमार तथा सौरभ जो है भक्त के नेत्र कर्ण नसी इत्यादि पंचेंद्रिय गोचरीभूत कर देते हैं.
Tomorrow we'll discuss this.
जय जय श्री राम. हाँ, ए, जरा